All right, friends, welcome back. We're going to look at number 3 on our multi-step word problems using the 4 operations journey today. So remember, all 4 of these targets are going to be met within this one problem probably. So let's look through it, okay? Maria had 6 bags of marbles with 34 marbles in each bag. Her brother brought her 8 more bags with 29 marbles in each bag. How many marbles does she have in all? So remember, let's break down the problem, see what it's asking us. We know that she has 6 bags of marbles. She's got 34 marbles in each bag, so that's something that we know. Something else that we know is her brother bought her 8 more bags, and they have 29 marbles in each of those bags. And the question is, how many marbles does she have in all? So I want you to take a minute, and I want you to see if you can set up an equation to help you solve this problem. Because remember, if we go back to our targets, this is a problem with more than one step using these 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's up to you to figure out which ones to use. Okay, so pause the video, see if you can write an equation. All right, welcome back. So let's look at what we know again. We know that there's 34 marbles in one bag, but she has 6 of them. So let's start our equation. She's got 6 bags, and in those bags there are 34 marbles in each bag. Remember that magical math word, each, tells us that one bag has 34 marbles in it, but she has 6 bags. So what do we do with those numbers? What operation tells us what to do to figure out what to do with these numbers? Pause it, come back to us. All right, and we're back. As you've probably figured out, in order for us to figure out how many marbles she has altogether that she brought to the table, we've got to multiply 6 times 34. Now that's how many bags Maria has, okay? So I'm gonna use that variable capital M for Maria's marbles, okay? But that's not the end of the problem, is it? Even if we solve that, do we have the answer to how many marbles does she have in all? We sure don't. So let's take a look at the next part. Her brother brought her 8 more bags with 29 marbles in each bag. So her brother brought her 8 bags with 29 marbles in each. Remember that magical word each tells us to what? Pause the video. It tells us to do what? It tells us to multiply. And then that will give us how many marbles, capital B for brother, how many marbles her brother brought to the table. Now, is that going to be our answer? 2 separate answers. Maria's marbles, the brother's marbles, no. So the last step to our equation is Maria's marbles, her brother's marbles, those equal, I'm going to give this the letter O because it looks like a marble. What do we do with Maria's marbles and her brother's marbles to get us at how many marbles does she have in all? After we do all this stuff, what's our final step going to be to figure that out? Pause the video. All right, friends, if we've got Maria's marbles, if we've got brother's marbles, what are we going to do with them? That's right. We're going to add them. We're going to add Maria's marbles plus her brother's marbles. So all of this work, and we still don't know how many marbles she has in all, but this work is so important because it's showing you how to solve. Writing an equation is one of the best things that you can do in order to stay organized when you're solving problems like this. Okay, so let's take it one chunk at a time. Let's figure out for Maria's marbles. Okay, so for Maria's marbles, we've got 34 times 6. Now remember, in 4th grade, we use different methods. We're not quite ready for the standard algorithm and multiplication. Some of you are. If you are, pause this video, solve it the way you solve it, come back. You can fast forward to this next part if you want to, but I'm gonna solve it the 4th grade way where we use an open array model, okay? So 34, we break it down to 30 and 4, and that's what we multiply by 6. So we draw our array. We're multiplying by 6, and what are we multiplying by 6? 30 and 4. Okay, so 30 times 6, that's right, 180, because 3 times 6 is 18, increase by 10, 180. 6 times 4 is, nice job, 24. And what do we do with these two numbers? That's right, we put them back together. So we have 4 plus 0 in the ones place is 4. 2 plus 8 in the tens place is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 in the hundreds place is 2. So Maria has 204 marbles. Sweet. Okay, now we get to do the exact same thing with her brother's marbles. For her brother, I'm going to bring it down here this way. For her brother, you can probably hear the construction going on next door, and for that I apologize. For her brother, we have 29 marbles in each bag times 8 bags. So of course, if you need to do it a different way, pause it, fast forward it, whatever you need to do. I'm going to show the 4th grade way, which is using the open array model. So 29, we break it down into 20 and 9, and we multiply that times 8. So if we draw our array over here, we've got 20 and 9 times 8. 8 times 20, that's right, 160, because 8 times 2 is 16, times the 10 and the 20 is 160, and then 8 times 9, that's right, it's 72. We add those two numbers together, and we get 2 plus 0 in the ones place is 2, 7 plus 6 in the tens place is, that's right, 13, carry the 1. And then we have the 1 in the hundreds place plus that other one, that's 232. So her brother's marbles, 232. So when we solve for that, that's going to give us how many marbles are in the bag. So I'm going to put that in a box right here. Now, in 4th grade, you have learned how to add using the standard algorithm. So that's exactly how I'm going to set it up. 232, because I like to put the larger number on top, plus 204 marbles. So this is her marbles that she brought to the table and her brother's marbles that he is sharing with her. So let's add this. 4 plus 2, 6. 3 plus 0, 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. So she has 436. Remember, we did O for marbles because it looks like a marble. We have 436, and that, my friends, is the answer. Look at all this work. This work definitely gets at all of these targets. Maybe not the remainder because there wasn't any really remainders in this one, but we solved more than one step. We used addition and multiplication. We used a variable to represent what we didn't know. And I bet if you talk about it with your families, you can explain your thinking. If you need to rewatch this video to get a little bit clearer explanation, watch it as many times as you want. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Remember, writing an equation is what's really going to help us. If your paper looks like mine and there's work all over it, remember, that is okay. Try to stay organized with the variables. That will really help you as well. Awesome. Stay tuned for problem number 4.